Man, I love DiGGiT. I talked about it before in episode 13, but I feel like there's more I could talk about because no one really talks about DiGGiT. Probably the best way to introduce DiGGiT to someone is by saying it's the Disney equivalent to Cartoon Fridays. See, that Cartoon Network series is massive, everyone knows it, almost everyone loves it. You know, oddly enough, until recently it never occurred to me that DiGGiT was strictly Disney related. I remember mostly Disney content, but it never clicked that it was a Disney only block. I mean, just look at the intro, the fucking Disney D appears in it! Either way, DiGGiT began airing in April 1998 when I was 4 years old, and it changed my weekends for years to come. In the days when I watched, it ran twice a week on Saturday mornings from 7:10am to 9:25am, and Sunday mornings from 8am to 9:25. Clearly Saturday was the better day for cartoons as far as I'm concerned. You get 2 hours of cartoons to satisfy the kids, as well as music performances from popular acts, interaction with the hosts, and occasionally kids doing their whatever things. It was clearly trying to appeal to kids of all ages, but for the 4 to 7 year old in me, all I gave a shit about was those animated segments that filled the majority of the time slot. You know, surprisingly, despite my love for the series, I remember watching very little of DiGGiT. I knew for a fact that I did watch it most regularly at my grandparents' house, but the cartoons haven't really stuck with my mind. The only thing I remember was a Timon and Pumbaa episode, specifically the season 3 episode It Runs Good, where Timon and Pumbaa become shoddy car salesmen. That episode first aired in September 1998, so that memory probably fits in late 99, maybe early 2000. Eventually, my DiGGiT period died off around 2001 as Cartoon Network developed a larger presence in my life. DiGGiT ran for barely 4 hours over a 2-day weekend, whilst Cartoon Network ran for 24 hours every day of the week, and had more variety in terms of animated entertainment. Honestly, I don't think I watched DiGGiT after 2001. Cartoon Network controlled my life at that point. As far as the child in me was concerned, the more cartoons I had per day, the better, but I never forgot that wonderful feeling DiGGiT gave me in my infant years. These days, I wouldn't be caught dead getting up that early on a weekend, but as a 6-year-old, those early Saturdays with the TV to myself and 2 hours of Disney were fantastic. Cartoons are a kid's life in those early years. And even better, DiGGiT actually inspired a video purchase. In this case, Jungle Cubs Born to be Wild from 1997. For those unaware, Jungle Cubs was a 2-season animated series produced by Disney featuring the non-human characters of the Jungle Book as cubs. So instead of Jungle Book, it's Jungle Cubs. Oh, that's clever. I saw Jungle Cubs maybe once or twice before I received this video. It was quite often at my grandparents' house. The first Disney movie they owned in their collection was Jungle Book, still a good movie, so this seemed like a natural choice. So for the first time in 15 years, let's check it out. After a few ads for Disney's storybook favourites Winnie the Pooh and the Rescuers, we get to the opening credits featuring the bare necessities from the Jungle Book. I'm not gonna lie, this version of the song sucks compared to the original, The Jungle Book 2 with John Goodman, and the live-action remake with Bill Murray. Born to be Wild takes a leaf out of Around the World with Timon and Pumbaa's book, released 9 months prior. It's a compilation video featuring 3 episodes from Season 1 of Jungle Cubs, interspersed with original footage of Mowgli and adult Bagheera and Baloo, used as episode introductions. If you've seen Around the World with Timon and Pumbaa, you know exactly where this concept is going. Kaa, Hathi and Shere Khan appear at different times, each almost killing Mowgli, intentional or otherwise. Bagheera and Baloo tell stories about their childhood, rinse and repeat. Jungle Cubs is pretty dated, and a majority of the characters have very hit and miss voices. I would be lying if I said anyone but Shere Khan was the best character. Even after all these years, I love how Jason Marsden portrays him. As far as I'm concerned, Hathi has the worst voice, which surprises me. Rob Paulson normally does a great job in his roles. 625 in Lilo and Stitch, Yakko and Scratch and Sniff in Animaniacs, PJ and Goof Troop, Major Glory in Dexter's Laboratory. He's a terrific voice actor, but his voice for Hathi is horrible. Honestly, he deserves a fucking Emmy just for nailing Yakko's world in one take. Which reminds me. Anyway, other than the voices being hit and miss, the episodes featured aren't too bad. I don't have a desire to just eject the video and move on. I'm happy to keep watching. In episode 1, A Nightmare in the Wasteland, Shere Khan travels to Pinnacle Rock in the Wasteland to prove his level of courage to the other characters, unaware of the presence of a dangerous and ruthless jungle predator. Then, in How the Panther Lost His Roar, Bagheera loses his voice, which only increases his feeling of inferiority compared to Shere Khan. Nothing that a rhino chase, some failed hypnotism, and a disgusting tropical cocktail won't fix. Finally, in Red Dogs, Louis tricks Kat into believing his hypnotic eyes have caused Baloo to sleepwalk, leading Kat to go out and rescue Baloo, only to discover the return of the evil Red Dogs. Those bees are also dicks, especially that one that stings Baloo. I hated that as a kid. So how does the video hold up? It's alright, the adult character segments suck, but the Jungle Cubs episodes aren't awful. Still pretty watchable, thanks to Shere Khan and a few funny moments here and there. For the kids who love the Jungle Book, this mid-90s TV series could be a winner. As a compilation video, I'd still rather watch Around the World with Timon and Pumbaa, but Born to be Wild isn't a terrible video. Cut out the episode intro segments and you could have a decent release. So that's a Ringo release, a Thomas & Friends release, and a Disney release. We're doing well for the summer. Time to go back to Cartoon Network.